Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, and I am once again on the test server. Today, CCP released the ghost fittings, or rather, the new fitting window to Singularity for us to play around with. And while I have done a little bit of stuff to set it up, I haven't really gotten a chance to really dig in and try it out. But what I did play around with, I saw that I'd already had some feedback, so I figured that I would record it and show you guys what it is and maybe figure out live what sort of problems I run into. So to begin with, I initiated it by going into the escape menu and going to general settings and checking try the new fitting window. And what that does is now in the Neocom, there's this new button, fitting beta, just like there's map beta. And when you first show up, it looks a little bit like the old fitting window, although there is all of this stuff over here. However, there's this button called Simulate, and when you click it, now you're in the ghost fitting section. So what I thought that I would do is start out with a couple of our base fits and look into how to customize them and look at a pre-built fit, and then maybe I can figure out how to build a new fit, and then everyone can see how bad I am at actually fitting. So let's jump into it. Okay, so hulls and fits are just all of the different ships. Hardware is all of the things for the ships. That's cool. Okay, so it's filtered to high slots. If you have something filtered, then it filters to it. Otherwise, it sets it to all, which makes sense. Let's check out, how do I bring in a fit that's already been done? Oh, okay, so if I look at a ship, it shows me how many fits I've already saved. So we're going to pull in our sudden restoration fit. Now this is a basic Logi fit, and you can see, I believe, so these are yellow because they're active. These modules that are white don't turn on or off. They're just passive modules. That's why they are white, except for this one. It's online, but it's not active because it has no charges. So can I put charges in the ghost fit? What does that look like? So let's try that. Charges. Here we go. So okay. So when I click on charges, these are the different things on my ship that take charges, and these are the charges that can go in it. That's actually really good. I like that. That's really good. So now I can say, okay, what's the largest capacitor battery that I can get for this thing? I'm going to do that and drop it in there. And then I'm probably going to use a scan resolution script because that's the default for Logi ship. So now my ship is good to go. Now, let me see whether or not this actually doesn't. Oh, okay. So this says that it depletes in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. If it is online, it's 12 seconds. So this adds 12 seconds to my capacitor. I don't feel that that's correct. I could be wrong. Well, oh, here we go. So it's 200 gigajoules every 12 seconds. Why do we have a small capacitor booster too? Shouldn't that be a medium? Maybe that's the problem. Is this fit bad? Is our fits bad? I would think that it's not. Hold on. Let's try this again. No, it's a small capacitor booster. Interesting. I'm going to have to see whether or not that's actually supposed to be that way. Maybe it is. The fitting looks super tight, so maybe that's what it is. It's just a little bit of an extra edge just to eke you out. I don't know if I like that. Any rate, well, actually, let's go ahead and try that. So what happens if we do a capacitor battery instead? So I'm going to switch over to hardware and go to modules and see. Okay, I can search. So cap, and I'm going to filter it by mid slots. Cap recharger 2. Sweet. Oh, and it even tells me why I can't use it. It says not enough free slots. So I'm going to take that off. Put this on. Now it depletes in 3 minutes. So I kind of like that a lot more. Maybe that one's good, and it fits. So maybe that'll be our new build. I don't know. Let's see. Is there any other advantages to this thing? No, it doesn't do any reflection or anything like that. That's the other modules. But that's okay. So that's fine. I've made a change to one of our builds, and then let's get that script back in there for the scan and resolution. And I can look at, I've got 0 DPS because I've got maintenance drones. So can I get some drones in here? So let's go here and let's search for hobgoblins. It's not a mid slot. Oh, there we go. Oh, having to drag them over and over again is kind of not fun. Can I shift drag to get multiple? I can! Okay. I'm good with that. That's cool. And it even, I can't do more than 5 because that's my skills. Okay, so far so good. There's radial menus, which I don't necessarily, I mean, I guess I kind of understand. Radial menus are good, but it's interesting in this context because there's not a lot of like distance-based things. Also, one of the advantages of radial menus is that there should be no edge. So in design, you have a hitbox, which is basically the valid area for an action. And one of the nice things about the radial menu is that basically it goes all the way to the edge. But here it doesn't. Like, if I go off of... Oh, no, it does. Never mind. Fair enough. So yeah, you can just... Bam. Bam. Okay. Well, so far so good. Let's see. And this shows DPS, so that's good. If things get too big, it automatically closes one. So let's see if there's a determination as to which one gets closed. If I close defense, it's kind of like whack-a-mole. I'm not sure if it's like order of being opened. I'm not sure. Okay. So then these reppers, I can make them overheated, which depletes my capacitor faster, but also it makes it so they rep more. So I can see that this is 416 HP per 6 seconds. And now that it's overheated, it's 416 repaired every 5.1 seconds. So it'd be nice if there was some sort of way to know your HP per second, so that way these things are easier to calculate in the same way that DPS is easy to calculate, but I guess that's a minor complaint. Overall, I think that this is pretty good. So I'm able to make a big change. So now I've made this change. I want to save it. So if I save it, okay, so this is one of the things I was really worried about. What would be nice, let's just see. If I go here and if I go to my holes and fits, this thing is called the sudden restoration. So I'm going to put it to the corporation, and I'm going to call it sudden restoration. And I'm going to hit save. So now I have 2 sudden restorations, and that kind of sucks. So what I'd like to see, if at all possible, is if you load a fit into the simulator and then save, that it would save to the fit that you loaded. I know it has save as, so it kind of indicates that to you, but I would like the option to just save the build that I'm working on. I think that would be good. Maybe it does that and I just haven't figured it out yet. I'm not sure. All right, so now let's try a brand new ship, right? So I'm going to pretend like I'm a new player. Not really, but I'm going to pretend like I'm a semi-experienced new player, and I'm going to try to build my own ship. So let's try something that I'm not very familiar with, Okay. I'm going to try the Rifter. I'm not a Minotaur pilot, so this is very new to me. Load simulated ship. Yeah. I don't need you to ask me that anymore. Okay, so let's start out by putting on some basic modules. Let's start out with a prop mod, because that's a pretty good way to start. So prop mod. So let's go with a 5MN micro warp drive 2. That's a good start. Now, here's the question. If I go here, and then I go to variations, can I grab one of these variations and put it in its place? How do I remove this? There we go. You can. Okay. So that's good. I like that. So now I can actually just pull up a module and then find any variation of it and put it up. So I'm going to put a compact micro warp drive because I don't want to impact my fittings too much. That's good. So now let's go with a webifier. Stasis webifier 2. It's all the different webifiers. That's probably because they're named the same, which is nice, but that's not always the case. So let's not get too excited. Now let's go with disruptor. I want a warp disruptor. So I want a mid slot heavy warp disruptor. What's funny is I'm not even sure if I know what a heavy warp scramble strength of 3. I feel like this was something that was added later, and I haven't quite figured out. I don't remember what exactly its purpose is. So that's not what I want. I want a normal warp disruptor. There it is, warp disruptor 2. So again, I'm going to open it up and go to variations. I'm just going to grab the compact because who cares? Okay, so now for low slots, for Mimitar, well, I have no tank because my mid slots are all used up. So I should probably get like a damage control at the very least. But there's no mid slot damage controls. It'd be nice if there is no modules found. If there is just like a button to clear filters. And I'm not saying that needs to exist. Obviously, I can just clear the filter myself. But there is that moment just now where I hit search and it found no modules found, and it took me a second to realize what was wrong. And I feel like this is a common enough of an error that there might be an ability, or there might be some sort of prompt to let you know to clear filters. I find that useful in a lot of UIs. Anywho, let's go with the compact damage control. I like the fact that it just shows it. See, I can, and then, yep, I can double click and add it. That is neat. Okay. What else do I want on this thing? Well, rifters are supposed to be fast, right? So I'm going to go with a nano. Adaptive nanoplating. That's not what I want. Nanofiber internal structure. Yeah. And finally, let's see. What would be a good thing? Gyro stabilizer. Is that the right thing? I know this is like the biggest. Oh, projectile turret. So good. Yes. I'm telling you, there's nothing that says shit fit more than having the wrong damage module. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna. Oh, that sucks. So if I can double click to add it, I feel like I should be able to double click to remove it. Especially since single clicking it turns it on and off. I feel like double clicking it should also remove it. But either way, so let's do the wrong one. Mag stab. First of all, that doesn't work because mag stab isn't a thing. but magnetic field stabilizer. I would really like it if... I know I want an autocannon, but I don't know which autocannon. But that pulls up enough of them. Let's see, 200. So what I'd like to see happen is if I have these autocannons on, and I have a mag stab, it'd be nice if the fitting tool informed me that these were not supportive of each other. It'd be neat. I understand why it doesn't, but I think that it would be better if it did. Okay, so let's look. I've got a light scout autocannon. Is that how this works? Hold on. Oh, hull restrictions. Oh, okay, so these are all of the autocannons. If I go like this, then I get... no? Resources. What is resources? Okay, so these are the guns that fit. Okay, so let's try twos. Twos fit. Excellent. Okay, so let me double check something. I just realized rifters might not want... Yeah, I mean, you know, autocannon rifters might be a thing. I have no idea. I literally... I have not flown a rifter maybe ever. So if anybody's out there going, oh my god, you need to have arty rifters, sorry. Okay, so I have this utility high that I also could put a launcher on. And I'm kind of a little bit crazy, so let's go with that. Let's go with, can I just type in launcher? That probably doesn't work. Oh, a rocket launcher. Maybe it does work. Can I just put in a rocket launcher too? Does that fit? It does fit. Sweet. Okay. So now, what I'd like to do, what I'd really like to see... Oh, okay. Oh, sweet. Hold on. That did work. Okay. So one of the things that does happen is if you double-click on a slot, it changes the filter to be that slot. I would still like it to rather remove the module, and then if you double-click on an empty module slot, then it switches the filter. I feel that that's maybe a better flow, but I still think that that's way cooler than what we have right now. So let's look at our rigs. Oh, man, this is actually pretty reasonable. Let's see. I want... Let's go with a small weapon rig. Ugh, all these names are so confusing. Let's see. It would be... Oh, hold on. Let's get some ammo for this stuff because I can't see what's going on without that. So let's go with turrets. Oh, it sees I have a missile launcher and some turrets, so that's good. I'm just going to put in some barrage. That's nifty. And I'm going to put... let's just put in some Nova, whatever. So now I've got 97.7 DPS, which is not wonderful, but, you know, whatever. And let's go to rigs. So here's my question. If I hover over these rigs, you see how it changes this calibration? You can see the calibration change if I hover over rigs. And in fact, the number even changes of how much is left. What I would also like to do, or what I'd also like to see, if at all possible, is that the stats change as if that module was active. So if I go to a burst aerator, I should be able to see what that burst aerator does without having to open it up. But either way, I'm going to open it up. Rate of fire, power grid. So the other problem is that I don't see its impact on my power grid and CPU, even though technically it is calculable. Oh, maybe it's not that big. Also, I can offline rigs. Is that real? Hold on. I mean, now I gotta look. Okay, you cannot actually offline rigs. I feel that should not be something that happens in the ghost fitting, because I feel that that's giving the wrong feedback to players. So 96.7 DPS. These rigs don't seem to do anything. Is that right? Burst aerator. Rate of fire. So it's haste. It should increase my DPS. Yeah, it should increase my DPS by like 10%. Okay, let's try a different one. Locust coordinator. Oh, these are hybrids. These are hybrids. That's why it doesn't work. Maybe everything that I've just been saying is wrong. Let's find out. Everything that I just said is wrong, and it in fact does exactly what I asked it to do. So when I hover over a weapon or a rig, it not only changes the calibration, but you can actually see the power grid change, and you can see the DPS change. Look at this. This is amazing. This is incredible. This is incredible. Oh my gosh. This makes me happy. So I wish that there was a way to filter to only useful stuff. But I get that that's complicated. So man, okay. So let's just put on a burst aerator. Now let's get some sort of do I want like a tank? I mean, I'm definitely going for the speed tank thing. So maybe I should get a shield rig? Is that something that might work? Well, let's just hover over stuff and see what happens. 7. Okay, so that's an extra 100 DHP. That's kind of neat. What's that do? Oh, that's just adds raw hit points. That's why. At the extensive signature radius. Okay. Now, all of these are, you can see that it helps for the different damage profiles, which are kind of nice. I can't change the damage profile for the EHP, but I'm assuming that it's Omni. So it's like 1/4 of the effective. That's actually really neat. So Screen Reinforcer brings it from 10% to 42%. Also, this 28% becomes red, even though it doesn't move. It suggests to me that this should be being a penalty to my thermal resistance, which isn't actually true. So that's wrong, but also not like terrible. Actually, all of them, except for the one, if it's not thermal, then it shows it as being a penalty to thermal. That's weird. Okay, so this changes it from 3 hit points per second to 4 hit points per second. So obviously, I'm just going to put on a Screen Reinforcer 1, because that's basically the only thing I got. Finally, let's do... oh, good. The dog's barking. You get to enjoy that. They're outside. Okay, auxiliary thrusters. That seems nice. So 3,700... What is it normally? So it's 200 meters per second faster. Whereas this makes it significantly slower. That's kind of interesting. But that's the Higgs linker. That's what it's supposed to do. So low friction nozzle joints will increase, what is this? Inertia, but decrease hit points. It's nice that I can actually just look at what is happening to stats as a mechanism to know what's going on, as opposed to having to read every single thing. I cannot overstate how good that is. So let's go with a... in fact, even this cargo hold optimization shows me that I get more stuff. So I'm going to put on that. And there we go, man. I have... Oh, nope, I don't have any drones. Can we put on some ammo into the cargo bay? Let's find out. So let's put in some barrage. Whoa. Let's put in some barrage. We're just going to put... Oh, it even tells me how many I can put. So I'm going to put 1,000 barrage. I'm going to put 1,000 hail. And then I'm going to pick something... I think, if I remember correctly, lead is the correct answer. So the way I'm bringing this up is I'm holding in shift as I click and drag it. So there you go. And this says barrage as ammo. So, and then the missile side of things, same thing. And then if I save as, let's look at what happens. Oh, if you see that extra barrage ammo that's loaded in the guns and the extra rockets, never mind the fact that I don't have the skills to fire rockets, even though I've got 100 million skill points. Don't mind that. That's not important. Ignore that fact. And then I can just save it and then come back here and it's right there. Can I rename this? No, but I can save it as my new Rifter and then hit save, and then the simulator Rifter can go away. So now I'm actually going to quickly pop on over to somewhere else. Let's go to Amar. This process takes a lot longer than it probably should, but it's also a dev hack, so I guess who cares? Oh, and I'm still in my ship. I almost forgot. And then I'm going to go to... Where is it? Now I have to save as in order to buy all. That doesn't feel right. There has to be another way to do it. I thought I saw that there was a way to do it. View market details? No. Oh, who's killing me? Oh! I'm still in faction warfare. Whoops. Alright, let me get out of here. Silly police. Alright, I guess that's a preview for what might happen to me tomorrow if I decide to show up. Fit ship? No. Oh, okay. Oh, man! So it says right there, it's 5.7 million ISK for this ship as it currently stands. And does it have the ammo in it? This is taking a lot longer than it normally does. Probably, again, because I'm on a test server. There we go. Where did the ammo go? I feel like the ammo didn't stick around. No, it's right there. Okay, so the buy all from this doesn't include the ammo, which isn't great. But if I go here and hit buy all, I do get the ammo. So if we could rectify that, where this saved fitting also includes ammo, that would probably be good. I mean, other than that, these things are super nitpicky issues. Otherwise, I think that this is pretty great. It's pretty great. I wish I had better feedback of like, oh well, this needs to be changed or this needs to be changed. But really, I think it's pretty close to where it needs to be. There's a few little tiddly bits here and there, that could be improved. I don't know why I can't open up the skins. That's a bit confusing to me. Skill mode. What does skill mode do? Oh! Oh, neat. Okay, so it tells me which ones I don't have skills to use. Interestingly enough, it doesn't actually show the stats. It shows the stats if I do have the skills, but it doesn't show the stats if I don't, which is weird. But whatever. Yeah. So I think that let me dock up and make this purchase. It says 5.7 million ISK, and it ends up being 6.3 million ISK. That might be based on the ammo. Maybe I moved regions. Let's try loading it up again and see whether or not that money changes back, or that money refreshes or something. Let's close it. Open back up the fitting window. I'm still on the same ship. I almost feel like it should revert back to the ship that I have, but that's neither here nor there. I don't need corporation fits right now. I like the fact that you can look at both at the same time. Let's simulate this. And all that ammo. Well, I guess 5.7 doesn't include... Let's buy that... Wait, hold on. Let's see what happens if I hit this and hit buy all. Is that going to be 5.7? It's not. So I have 5.7 million ISK here, and I end up having 6.24 million ISK here. I think that's because this is like averages, and then this is reality. In fact, yeah, it says that it's a lot above regional average, which is weird. So, but let's do this. Let's go with buy all. Buy. And then I'm going to hop in it. And now I'm going to fit it. And I'm going to call it not simulated rifter, but it's my new rifter, right? That's I think that's correct. And oh, I have to have them be packaged? I can't fit it if I'm in it? Hold on, let me... Whoops. So, how do I get out of simulation then? Okay, now that I'm out of simulation, can I just... This feels not quite right. I feel like I should be able to simulate, or be able to fit while simulated while I'm in the ship. But in the meantime, that may just be because that's what I'm used to doing. But here we go. I have a packaged up one. Let's hit fit. I understand that. Of course it is, because it would have to be. Oh. Fit? See, this is now saying that I can't do it because... So, alright. Now I'm confused. I have to be in the ship to be able to fit it. But then when I go to fit it... Oh. Never mind. Maybe it's already done. I don't know. I don't know what happened with the multi-fit thing. But let's drop out of simulation. And look, I have all of the stuff. And this is just not turned on because I can't use it. Alrighty. Well, let's undock our brand new ship. Actually, let's just undock our ship. And probably get blown up by the Navy. It asked me twice. It really wanted to make sure I was sure. These Titans are from the Amar tournament, or the Ascension trial. And presumably those are going to go, or at least change, tomorrow because of the coronation. Although you might be watching this after that. So, oh, here we go. Die by the Navy. Let's group our guns together. Oh, I guess I can't because I have those missile launchers. Am I even going to get a chance to... Can I tank this dude? Come on, man. At least let me get a shot off. Sure, why not? And boom. I lost my ship. But it's okay, because it took me almost no effort. It was a delight to build it. And that's what's really cool. So, so yeah, I think that this is a really great feature. I think that this is basically exactly what was needed. I can't think of any major, like, piece that's missing. The one thing I thought about was, like, it's tied to my support skills. So I know what skills I need in order to fit the ship, but it still doesn't help me out right very much with knowing what it takes to do it better, or what would make it better, or how much better it would make it. So being able to load multiple skill profiles. But on the other hand, I feel that that's the kind of thing that really should be kept to tools like EFT. So otherwise, I think that it's exactly what new players need. It's exactly what CCP or Eve needed. So altogether, great feature. So I hope you enjoyed this preview or this walkthrough of the new fitting window, the Ghost fitting system. And I'll see you in space.